Hold on. We are officially live, but I have to make sure we are live on Facebook.
You gonna check or you want me to check?
Hold on.
You got it.
I don't know why it's giving me. Why do it do this to me? Do you see it?
Hold on, let me check. I heard something. No,
Okay.
it's not on.
Seven. Oh. Okay, I see it. I see it.
We on?
Hold on. Why does it do that? Okay. Now it's showing. Hold up. It's official.
It's official?
It's official. Now we are officially live on YouTube and Facebook.
All right.
Okay. Welcome everyone to the Growth Hour podcast, where our mission is to enhance financial literacy and promote wealth building. In each episode, we dive deep into the world of personal finance, sharing valuable experiences, practical examples, and in-depth insight on what to do and what not to do when it comes to managing your finances. Join us as we explore topics such as budgeting, investing, savings, and much more in an engaging and informative manner. Whether you're a beginner or an experienced investor, our aim is to empower you with the knowledge and resources to make smarter financial decisions. With the Growth Hour podcast, get ready to embark on a transformative journey towards achieving financial success and building long term wealth. Ladies and gentlemen, Lyntrina, Melissa, and ReQual.
Hello. Hello, everyone. It's your girl coming in again. I am Lyntrina, as you see on the screen, your financial friend. Right, Kel, that was a beautiful introduction, Rock. I appreciate that. How y'all ladies feeling tonight?
Feeling pretty good, actually.
That's good.
Excited to be here.
That's,
Another great Wednesday.
it is.
Yes,
I love Wednesdays.
yes.
Favorite day of the week.
Definitely excited about tonight's topic. I've been thinking about this all day, y'all. All day.
Really?
Yes,
It's
yes.
it's so true. So we're making a few shifts on the growth hour, and that's why, of course, we're the growth hour. We're continuously growing and thriving, impacting our communities and things of that nature. So now we are going to introduce just articles that we read as being licensed fiduciaries, financial fiduciaries. There are certain articles that we read. We get a thing called knowledge orgasms. Okay, and you may or may not read those articles, or you may just not even understand them. So we're going to come together on the growth hour and just debrief it, explain it to you so you can be in the loop of what's going on with your finances and how you can prepare for a financial vehicle. Today, our topic is tapping into 401k early to pay bills, which I'm pretty sure a majority of you have done. I have done that myself in the past, just taking out my 401k, not knowing how it affected me, for later years when I really needed that. But before we get into that, I've seen this new thing called a climate check. So, ladies, Raquel, Melissa, tell me what's your climate check like? How are you feeling? What's your weather temperature?
Climate check for me, I am on fire right now.
Ooh, yeah,
I'm on fire.
you've been giving
Definitely.
it to all day. You was on one.
Yes.
Yes,
What
yes,
about you,
yes.
Melissa?
I can definitely dig that. I'm definitely on fire today. I'm excited, super excited. I'm really loving the growth hour and what we've been doing. So let's go.
I wasn't on fire until I was been talking to y'all all day. I'm like, wait a minute, let me get my spark on. Let me get it up because y'all was on one. All right.
Yes.
We have a little bit of financial game. I'm not going to do all the questions, but I will do a few. And then we'll go into this debriefing of this article that we read. Now, we're not making anything up. You can go to Yahoo Finances and read it yourself. We're debriefing it, just giving you the facts in the way that you can understand it if you don't understand it or if you just don't read financial information at all. So,
Yes.
let's play a little game, okay? Test on financial literacy. This is going to be able to, tell you if you are financial literate, beginner, intermediate, or an expert. Now we serve all three tiers, right? So let's test your knowledge.
Wait a
Now,
minute. Hold on.
okay,
Now, for our viewers, as you're watching this, please write down your answers so that you will know where you stand and, set your appointment with whoever invited you to this live, whichever one of your fiduciaries who invited you to this live. Make sure you set an appointment with your answers so that we can get the ball rolling.
definitely. And make sure before I continue that you like, share, and subscribe with 5 more families of business owners who are serious about building their financial vehicles and really want to put some wealth planning into play. So we appreciate that. If you're watching the replay too, if you watch the replay, we really appreciate you because that means you took the time out of your day to go over the replay. So we really appreciate you. Drop it in the comments if you're watching the replay. Now, let's see. I have a question. If you're watching, and feel free to type in your answer, ladies. I'm going to ask these a few questions here. Thank you, Ye Forever. You're sharing it now. I love it. I love it. Now,
Yes, sharing is caring.
sharing is caring. Don't be stingy. Which one of the following types of debt doesn't occur interest? I'm going to give you multiple choice. Make it easy on you. Student loans, credit card debt, car loans, or payday loans. 60 seconds. Wait till my 60 seconds. Melissa, go ahead with the answer.
Payday loans?
Payday loans doesn't occur interest. Student loans.
Does it?
So we got two different answers. We got student loans and we got payday loans.
I think we have to wait for that. We'll see at the end.
Which one doesn't occur interest? That's a good one then. You think about student loans, you think about credit card debt, car loans, or payday loans. Right, what you got?
I'm definitely going to payday loans.
Payday loans.
Payday loans?
Yes.
That's 2-1 student loans. My mind honestly would have went to car loans.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
I think about car loan and I don't think about accumulating more interest because when I get the car, they already gave me the interest rate. Payday loans, well, the ones I seen do charge some type of interest. I'm just saying.
Okay.
You kind of get where I'm going, but it's like when you go get a car, they already tell you what your interest rate gonna be. So you're not accruing anymore. But then student loans, is it student loans on that? See, I don't even plan on paying student loans back.
That's another topic of discussion.
Yeah, that's a whole nother thing. I'm not worried about y'all. Y'all just gonna have to do what you got to do.
Yes.
I'm not paying it back.
I have no intentions on paying Sally Mae. Okay, so next question. What's the biggest advantage of a fixed rate mortgage? A, lower interest rate. B, better repayment terms. C, predictable monthly payments. or D, easy to qualify for?
We should have the Jeopardy music playing right now.
We sure should. We got 60 seconds.
I hear it in my
Y'all want
head.
to the answer? Not the answer, but the multiple choice. So, what is the biggest advantage of a fixed rate mortgage? Lower interest rate, better repayment terms, predictable monthly payments, easy to qualify for.
I'll go with C. Predictable monthly payments.
Okay, Rock, what about you?
Definitely predictable.
Why? Because I had somebody in chat that says the first one, which is the lower interest rate. Why are you guys choosing predictable monthly payments?
Well, I like to I don't like for people to tell me, what to do with my money. So if
Right.
I know up front what it's going to be and it's not going to change, then I'm cool with that.
But wouldn't that mean like there would be a lower interest rate because it says what's the biggest advantage
Um,
of a fixed rate
for
mortgage?
for me, it will be the predictable. Yeah.
Okay.
The rates are fixed, so I think
Mhm.
that it should have more predictable payments with a fixed rate.
Right. So we already know with fixed it's going to be a lower rate. Okay. 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 The repayment terms. Maybe a big advantage. But predictable monthly rates would kind of fall more into the biggest advantage. That's good though, Forever Fan. I like the way you thinking. Last one, last one. What's a rec What's a recommendation percentage of your income? What's a recommended percentage of your income to save for retirement? Would you say 10%, 15%, 20%, or 25%?
I'd go with 20%.
All right. Rock, what you got?
I don't want to encourage anyone to
Where you going with this?
now I want to give my answer, my personal answer, and then I want to give my professional answer. My personal answer would be 20%. My
Why?
20% just because I want to push myself to, save more.
Okay.
Um,
We got some people in the comments. I do see
but
20%.
I
Mhm.
would professionally say 15 because 20 might be a stretch for some people. 15, I believe, would be doable even for low income.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
I think 15 is fair enough. Very doable. If those who can't do 20, 15 is definitely doable.
Definitely. I definitely agree. Thanks in the comments too. I had one person say 25% and another person said 20%. Now, there's really no wrong or right answer to this question because it's going to tie so much into our conversation tonight because retirement planning is about what you have access to now. And I was reading an article on Forbes actually that we shared with each other where it mentioned, in the younger years, a lot of people don't think about retirement because they can't properly save for it because the cost of living expenses, children, their education, and things of that nature. So that takes the bulk of your funds. So you're not really putting towards retirement, but keeping it conservative. With that 15%, if you have limited income, is something that's doable. It's all about you setting those clear goals on what you want to do so that you're making sure you're sticking to that 15%. And slowly but surely, you can increase that as your income changes.
Right. But I also believe, though, another big problem is the lack of financial literacy. Here in the United States, that's something that I think it should be a part of grade school,
Yeah.
because we enter the world and we don't know anything about saving, budgeting, so therefore we're spending more than we're making a lot of times. And with that ignorance, it could cause us to make worse, far bad financial decisions, therefore hurting our ability in the future to save, have a better savings. So lack of financial literacy is definitely one of the biggest issues here in the United States when it comes to finances and saving your money.
Definitely agree. And we talked about that as well, mindset and having to go through this period to unlearn everything that you've ever been taught to learn something new and having
Right.
that scarcity mindset. And I know that a lot of that has a lot to do with why people are not properly saving for retirement. Rock, I think you wanted to say something.
Yes, true story. So, my oldest will be 16 the end of this month, and she wants to go to a concert. I said, sure. She wanted to invite someone. I said, sure, as long as they can pay for their ticket and meet us there.
Mm-hmm.
I'll drive them home. So she goes through a list of friends, and then she immediately crosses out almost the entire list. And I'm like, well, what happened? She's like, they're all broke. They're not going to have money to go to this concert. And I was like, well, you need to be the one teaching them financial literacy, because that girl, before I did all of this, that girl has been very, very good with managing her money. So I'm definitely pushing for her to have her friends following her footsteps, because
Right.
she
Right.
does she makes everything about, okay, how much can I make doing this or doing that, or can I do this for X amount of dollars? Like, if she wants something, she's going to work for it.
That's good. That's good that she has those habits early. So she's better
Definitely.
prepared in adulthood because
Yes.
her associates, they're not in that household, where money is being taught. Parents probably don't talk about money at all. They're probably watching their parents overwork to pay bills, so, and especially like now, it's just so crazy. So instilling these habits in them now is going to have them have a very successful adulthood.
Yes.
So
I agree.
yeah, I want to be able to, do things like that and not be the parent who like, no girl, you can't go to that concert. That costs too much. Then they probably would be $500 then. Who knows?
Listen, they might be 5,000, because the way these ticket
well,
prices are.
Oh
she ain't
my
gonna be going
God.
at that point. If they 5,000, I don't care how much money I have. You
No,
just not going.
you're not going. We could do it 5,000.
I'll be your entertainer for 5 days.
Oh my gosh. Yeah,
All
these
right.
tickets are out of control.
So let's get into it for real, for real. Tapping into this 401k to pay your bills early. Ladies, have you ever tapped into your 401k, cashed it out, tried to pay some bills before you even knew what any of this information was?
I haven't, because I've never had a 401k, but I have tapped into my investments.
Okay. What about you, Ray?
By the time I found out that I had 401ks, they were dissolved.
I didn't know what they was. I just knew that y'all was taking something out my check and I was contributing to it. And when I wasn't working there no more, yeah, give me my money. I didn't know nothing about it. I had see a comment, but maybe no, but maybe your savings. Okay, that's fair. So I'm the only one that really tapped into it. Me and Rock.
Yeah, I didn't understand, so I didn't want to put my money there.
I didn't understand. I just knew that. Oh, you got a lump sum for me? Send it to me.
Right.
Send it
Right.
to me. And that is an issue within our communities, especially now. A lot of people are tapping into their 401ks to pay their bills because
Excuse me.
we're just living right now in a time where cost of living is very expensive. Food is expensive. Housing is expensive. People are not making the same income. We're experiencing numerous of layoffs, but they keep saying we're not in a recession. We've been in a recession. I don't know what they're waiting on to call it that, but that's what it is. So, and when it's a instant need for cash, and you know you have a 401k, it's one of the things that you resort to first, and it's after that you run up a lot of credit card. According to the numbers tell the truth. 3 out of 5 households have increased their debt since the pandemic, starting with their credit bills first and then tapping out their 401k. So, where does that leave them for that retirement years? What are they going to do then? Like, can you guys even imagine what's going to happen when they hit retirement age and their 401k has exhausted? They have no savings.
I can, I can,
We all excited. We all excited.
I can definitely, I see what happens to people who are over retirement age every single day. Um, they're, they have health problems. They're left in homes where families don't visit them. Why? Because their families are working
Nine.
really hard to provide for whatever family they created, and they don't have the funds, the knowledge, the time to take care of those elderly people. And it's sad.
Yes, that. And we're experiencing a lot of unexpected expenses in our households. So that is leaving people, in financial shock. It could be something as little as your car repair, and it's unexpected. And if your financial vehicle is not set up to handle this unexpected car repair or house repair or certain sudden emergency, you go into a financial shock.
Right.
And I'm sure this has happened to a lot of us. It's happened to me personally. So it's like, what do you do from there? Like, how do I build this? You keep telling me to save and properly build wealth strategies. How do I do that if right now I'm experiencing a financial shock? And my best advice is to get educated on what's available so that you know how to maneuver and start allocating your money in a different light. I don't care if you have limited income. I don't care if you think you make enough money to take care of all of your needs and wants. You need to have some type of roadmap in front of you. It's very simple. You're not going to take no road trip, no, or fly on a plane, any vacation, and not be prepared. You're going to get the things that you need. So
Right.
if you expect to live this life, you need to start planning for your future. Now, I know that it comes a time when every family experiences a financial crisis. So, and if you don't have the allocated funds for emergencies, what usually happens? You end up borrowing money from Paul to pay Peter, and the vicious cycle of financial debt, it keeps occurring. It keeps occurring,
Mm-hmm.
right? Now, with
Yes.
this article, it did talk about, what should we do with the 401k? Should I tap into it to pay bills? Like, what should I do from that? I want to hear you guys take on that before I go any further, just to give people a little bit of encouragement if they have already tapped into their 401k. Or maybe they're thinking about tapping into this 401k to catch up on some bills, especially with the holiday seasons coming.
Melissa.
I mean, my answer, of course, would be no. But then, realistically thinking, if you're up against the wall and the only thing that you have, the only money that you have access to is that 401k, unfortunately, most people are going to tap into it. So no, I wouldn't. But In a situation like that, I probably won't have any other choice but to tap into that 401k. I'm just, trying to be as realistic as possible.
Yeah, that's real. That's real. Right, what you got to say?
I say, by all means necessary, do not tap into a 401k. If you have a 401k, do not tap into the 401k. First, I would suggest you have your 401k explained to you. A lot of people who have a 401k, they don't even know what they are investing in. They just know that it's a retirement savings plan, and when they retire, they should be able to live off of those payments. But in all actuality, when you retire, the cost of living is going to be way higher than when you started the 401k. And there's a lot of things happening inside your 401k that you probably don't know is happening. So
Yes,
just sit down with sit down with whoever invited you to this live, whoever shared the replay with you, um, so that you can go over your 401k and understand whether or not you want to keep the 401k, not even tap into it, whether you want to keep it.
definitely. I do see a comment here. I may tap into it as capital for starting business. Now I'm going to say that's not a bad idea. However, if you need instant cash to pay bills and you want to start this business, as a business owner myself, businesses, it takes a lot, right? It takes a lot of discipline, patience, structure, foundation. Like it takes a lot to build a business. That business may not generate the revenue that you're looking for instantly. So now you have taken the money out the 401k. It's over with from there. It's not growing. You can't go back and touch it, right? It's gone. You depleted it. Now you invested in this business, but the business may take a while as well.
Right.
So even though that is a wonderful idea, if that's the last resort, I'm with Raquel. Don't tap into your 401k. Don't touch it. I'm telling you, if I knew then what I know now, do not touch your 401k. Definitely sit down, have it explained to you, so that someone like myself and my business partners can tell you the fees that's maybe being attached to it, what indices are in your 401k. Your 401k is losing. It does lose money. May accumulate some, but it is losing money. Sit down and go over that. I would say it is very imperative when you find yourself stuck in a corner, your back against the wall, you don't know how you're going to pay the lights, the gas, provide food, whatever other expense that is necessary in your household. I would say one, explore all your skills. You have skills that can make you money. We all do. Tap into what those skills are. Even if you feel like you're not good at something, write down your weaknesses too and see if it's something that maybe you can work on. I never thought in a million years that I would be here talking about money at all, but I am, and I love what I do, right? But in the beginning, it was a weakness. However, I knew that I had a skill that can tie into that weakness and improve. I will also say, start reassessing your budget. I don't care if you don't have the money right now. Start writing down the things that you do have to pay for, so that when you do get that money, you already know where it's being allocated to. You are developing healthy money habits. So that way, when you receive, a lot of times we want the money and then we have debt or we have obligations or things we want to do, and we're not prioritizing it, we're not organizing it, we're not writing it down, right? So what happens when you get the money? You blow it off because you haven't developed that habit of reassessing your budget, whether it's weekly, bi-weekly, quarterly. I suggest all of them. Do it all the time. But that is what I would say to that. And understand like your expenses may fluctuate from season to season. It's, especially when it's holidays, you got birthdays, anniversaries, you still have those bills. So that's why it's very important to constantly stay on top of your budget. Don't be discouraged if you do not have all the funds to take care of the things you need to take care of. Instead, just start working on those habits now.
Yes, I would suggest for those who are less disciplined, assess your budget daily. Assess your budget daily until you can move to weekly, monthly, quarterly. Because if you assess your budget daily, I'm pretty sure you'll save a lot of money every day. Like, oh, I really don't need to buy this cold apple juice when I have apple juice at home. I can just use my cooler. I don't need this coffee. I can use my coffee machine and put it in a mug. There's small things that you buy every day that adds up. And when it adds up, you realize just how much you could be saving as opposed to throwing it away daily.
And a lot of people say, "Oh, it's only $5.
That five
Oh, it's
add up.
only $10.
And I used
Oh,
to
would it be okay? It's only this." Like, no, that's adding up monthly.
yes, it does add up. Just and another thing, just because you have money in your pocket doesn't mean you itch to spend it. Just because it's there doesn't mean you need to go and touch it.
Mhm.
I love going out to eat. I got food at home though. I could go home and eat. And that's something that I had to do today. I was ready to go and blow a check because I had money to do it. I was like, no. You got food at home. Go home.
Yeah, for me. Yeah, when I do that now, and I think about, do I really want to go there and spend $30 on a lunch when that $30 is half of my light bill? Like it's half of the light bill for the next month, because one of my financial goals is for all my bills to be on auto pay. I want to get a month ahead. So certain strategies that I have in place in order for me to try to get a month ahead, because I don't want to worry about those bills. I want it to just come out my checking account, and that's that. I don't even want to miss it. Nothing. So instead of spending $30 for lunch, I may go say, I'm gonna put this $30 up for my month ahead. So all these bills can be on auto pay.
Yeah.
And a lot of incentive to go on auto pay. Oh, your bill would be this much cheaper if you go onto auto pay. I don't want that discount.
Definitely. So check this out, audience. Check this out. We're reading this article, tapping into 401k to pay bills early, right? Now, according to an article on Forbes as well, it states that 75% of non-retirees do not have retirement plans in place, and only 40% feel their retirement savings are on track. What do y'all feel about these numbers? Like, what does that mean?
That means that a lot of older people have been taught to work the system instead of having the system work for them. They were taught to go to school, get an education, get a bank account, get a good job, and follow all of their rules. And all of their rules is now leaving them in the place where they are not properly structured for retirement, and they're scrambling.
Yeah.
Not enough financial literacy at all. And I want people to understand as well, like, we're not faulting people, because I understand that this is a society thing, right? This was what was projected upon us. We were told what to do a lot. And the saying is true: if you want to hide something from a Negro, then put it in a book. So for over hundreds of years, our ancestors didn't know how to read. And then we have, that a part of our generation that just refuses to educate themselves. So this cycle just continues and continues and continues, right? How now, knowing this information, how do you think the 75% of non-retired feel that they don't have a retirement plan. They're taking a loan for their 401k, taking a loan. How you taking a loan from something that
Supposed
technically,
to be yours,
right,
right?
it's supposed to be mine. So how am I taking a loan from you? And then you can only get a certain amount. Now, what if you don't even work for the employer anymore? You can't even get the loan. It's either you take it out or you leave it there. You know, they're no longer working for them. 9 out of 10 households have encountered at least one spending spike in the given year, and it could not be covered from their current income. You look like you needed to say something, Melissa.
Because it's just giving flashbacks. I've been in that predicament before. You know, an expense hitting you and you not have. You know what? Let me give you a story. When I first got on my own, I got myself into a car note. You know, you need insurance. Well, I'm reckless with money. One day comes and I can't pay my insurance. My car is uninsured, and that's not so smart, but still driving. Then ran into somebody apartment complex.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know, and that hurt. Not only did it hurt my driving record, I didn't have the money to get this fixed. You know, and like they said, 57% of Americans don't even have $1,000 set away in the bank to be to be even able to cover any type of emergency cost. You know, so if something happens, they're just like more stress added to you. What am I going to do? How did I get myself into this mess? And how am I going to prevent this from happening next time? Sometimes we don't even ask ourselves those questions. We don't even know how to think. You know? So definitely, financial literacy is needed in our community, because me being financially literate, caused me to spend more than, that I can, than what I was supposed to be spending. I wasn't budgeting, and I was just spending money and didn't even care to look into my bank account to see how much I was spending. I was just guessing. Next, I have an overdraft. Yes, I was horrible with money, so that hit home.
I'm with you, friend. I had money trauma and didn't realize it. I only did what I seen. And I'm not blaming nobody for it, right? Because I'm an adult, I have my own family. Now I'm not blaming anybody for it. But by it never being shown, never being talked upon, I thought that I could go on in my adulthood, and I just have to work, right? I don't have to prioritize bills. I don't have to save. I can do this and do that. But like I always say, the struggle hit different. The struggle hit real different when you decide, I'm not gonna do this no more. Let me see, and the numbers are real. 70% of non-retirees don't have any type of plan. What about your cost of living years later? Where are you going to stay? Even if you think you're going to stay in a subsidized home, is that the environment you want to be in? Because I have a story where somebody is 92 years old and don't want to live in that environment anymore, but they cannot afford to live comfortably because they don't meet the income requirements. And the income requirements was off like $300.
Mm, mm, mm.
And it's sad, and sometimes people, I feel like they just accept what it is. But hey, we're not gonna stay off into that, because we're gonna get more farther into this 401k and how you tapping into it can drastically affect your financial lifestyle during retirement. I want you to understand what 401k is and how it works. And Raquel does a wonderful job at explaining what the 401k is and how it works. So please educate us.
All right. So, first off, the 401k is a retirement savings plan, but it is sponsored by the employer. It allows the employees to contribute a portion of their salary on a pre-tax basis to a retirement account. These contributions are made through automatic payroll deductions, and the returns on the investment grow tax deferred until withdrawal during retirement. Some employers may also offer matching contributions, where they will contribute a certain amount to the employee's 401k based on their own contributions. Now, for someone who really isn't looking to learn more about the 401k, this may sound very appealing. Oh, the company is going to match me 50 or 75% of whatever I put in. Okay, that's fine, right? But do you know the fees that come along with the 401k? Is the amount you are allotting to be put in the 401k and what the employer is matching you, is that going all to fees? Or is it actually going into the different types of accounts that are supposed to set you up to live during retirement? Now, when I say live, I don't mean just getting by. I mean live comfortably without having to worry about working to provide.
And no, your employer is not going to match you 50% if you put 50%. That's the thumb rule that I have to always, remind people. Only put only contribute what the employer is willing to match you. So if that employer says I'm only doing 3%, only do 3%. Don't do 5 because they're not gonna match you 5. A sec. We got a question. We got a question before we continue. So what happens if you switch a job? Do you lose it? Now, depending. I have seen some 401ks where if it is under a certain amount, let's say for example $3,000, they kick you out. They basically send you a check. Then I have also seen people have 401ks where no, they won't kick you out. You can no longer contribute to it, right? Because you're not working that job. So those pre-tax dollars are not going into that 401k. You can either roll it over or you can withdraw it. Those would be your options there. So it really just depends on how much is in the account and what are their stipulations with that 401k. You won't lose it, but you won't be able to contribute to it either.
So basically, it just sit there, that account, unless you actively go and cancel it.
Yep, they just hold it for you, basically.
And while they're holding it for you, don't forget about those fees, y'all.
Those fees are drastic.
Yes.
And don't forget the 401k is attached to the stock market.
Yes.
The stock market does.
It's attached to stocks, bonds, mutual funds. I don't like to gamble, y'all.
I don't either. I hate it.
And
I need guaranteed money. I need to know that what I'm doing is coming back to me guaranteed.
yes.
I can't stand the lottery. I can't stand gambling. I can't stand it. And when I walk in these lottery places, I just be like, y'all for real?
11 different ways to gamble.
Think about if y'all all came together with this lottery that y'all come through to 7 days a week, and y'all came together as a community and built something in your own neighborhood.
Start that susu.
But no, y'all be like, people be winning, y'all.
Our community is spending a lot.
Crazy.
Definitely have to look that up. How much money is our community spending in lotto?
Girl, please, they keeping these dang on lottery places rich as ever. Okay,
my mom stay with her quick.
Wait,
rich as ever. The owner got a big old 7-bedroom house, 3-bedroom, 5 cars, and y'all don't. And y'all keeping his business open, but don't nobody see nothing wrong with that. They just see I have a chance at winning.
Right. You
No,
never
you have a chance at building community, educating yourself, educating others, join together and build your own stuff and kick them up out your neighborhood. But now y'all too busy want to win some money that the state probably don't take from you anyway.
Wait, and at the end of every lottery, the lottery benefits older Americans. How?
I don't know. I know the person that created the lottery riches. He riches. I don't even want to go there. Oh, like he riches, man. Look, what? Because they go and they pry on the lower community. And let's be real here, ain't no more middle class. You either got it or you don't. Ain't no middle class. That's been knocked out the box. So now that these rich people and rich businesses know that they can pry on the black community to keep them rich, they will continue to do it. And the more that we stay in that mindset, the more that we will never have nothing. We don't have a neighborhood in Chicago. Ain't no all black neighborhood. And if it is, it ain't where you want to stay. But I bet you all the Asians do. I don't even see the Asians. Where they shop at? I don't see them. I don't see the Caucasians shopping in my neighborhood. I don't. They in their own. We not even operating off the. They ain't got the same type of mindset that majority of our people have. They got their own schools, and then you wonder why they got everything. Because they ain't gambling. That's why. They don't gamble. They organize community events.
Oh yeah.
They go and figure it. Go ahead. Y'all don't want to make me mad. Y'all don't want to make me mad. But okay. So we know what the 401k is. We know how it works. What other retirement plans? I know there's a Roth IRA. And so ReQual or Melissa, actually. Melissa, what is a Roth IRA? And how does that work?
Okay, so the Roth IRA is a type of retirement savings vehicle, and you will be able to fund this savings vehicle with already taxed dollars, right? As well as, most times the earnings that you earn into that account when you qualify for withdrawals, most times they will typically be tax-free, which actually makes it a very, very efficient tax vehicle for people, who, utilize it and retire. So it's a very tax-free, tax advantage vehicle, but it's not tax deductible. That's the one thing. It's not tax deductible. So,
and it has a limit on it, right? The Roth IRA has a limit on it.
And it does have a limit on it. But I think certain things will be changing soon with the Secures 2.0 Act, which is something, that we could talk about maybe another day. But
we definitely gonna touch point on that too. I want to read this comment. Facts, we got to start supporting black businesses. Here's my take on that. Yes, we have to support each other. However, I need the right words, Lord. However,
let's support the right black businesses. Let's support the ones that are going to empower, uplift you, give you knowledge to move past whatever type of roadblock you are in. If that is buying inspirational t-shirts from somebody who's always inspiring you to be the best you can be, then do it. If that means getting your budget journal from your financial friend Lyntrina so that you can get your finances in order, then do it. If that means tuning in every Wednesday to the Growth Hour, then do it. However, we're not talking about the black businesses that are going to keep you stagnant because you're constantly overpaying for low quality, low budget items.
Yeah.
Back service.
And that was nice. That was a nice way of saying it.
That was a nice way.
Because Lyntrina was about to set it off.
Y'all know I told y'all don't make me go there. But no, for real, like black businesses also have to understand that it's more than just selling. It's the mission has to be greater than your own personal need for money. Your foundation matters. You nurturing your relationship with your clients, your customers, that matters. You
Yes,
hear us. I'm glad you're tuning in and you hear us, but that matters, you know? And you can tell when people are really running their business out of genuineness, and people who are just money driven, you know. So yeah, so we talked about the 401k, we talked about the Roth IRA. Now both of those are retirement vehicles. Now I also want to mention that tapping into your 401k early means that you have a greater loss out on compound interest. What is compound interest? Who want to answer me?
Compound interest is, drum roll please.
Like I know how it works.
Anybody watching know what compound interest is?
Anybody?
It's the best thing ever when it's properly, when you know exactly what vehicle you're in.
Yep.
All right, Lyntrina, they not there yet. Let's give it to them. Compound interest is.
Are you waiting on me? So count. Oh, many when money is in the bank occurs yearly. The bank don't give you compound interest. So yeah, the bank gives you what 0.01% of the money that off your money. They invest your money. When you put your money into the bank, it never comes. That's not, when you go back to take a withdrawal, that's not your money, right? The bank really just invests your money into different indices and they make billions off of it and they don't give you anything. However, compound interest is what the retirement vehicles, how they're set up, and it's interest you earn on interest. So if you have $100 and it earns 5% each year, you'll have that $105 at the end of the first year. And the same occurs, right? You're earning money, but not through the bank. The bank doesn't give you compound interest. Your retirement vehicles are the ones to give you compound interest at that higher rate. Now, 5% was just a low number because there are retirement vehicles that fluctuate. What's the highest? Maybe I've seen some 12% too, but it really just depends on what they're offering. And that's compounded. But I just want to make that clear that it's not with your bank though. It's with your retirement vehicles. Let me know if you have questions on that.
No, that was explained very well.
Okay. I'm working on. I know what information is. I read a lot. I know how it works. So I have to work on. I try to explain it and not all of the financial jargon, so people will follow us. Before we wrap, we went through it today, y'all. But I want to
Mhm.
touch base on this because it was very intriguing in the article, and we're going to come back next week and we're going to continue this conversation. However, let's tap into this Securus Act 2.0. And Melissa is very knowledgeable with the Securus Act. Can you please tell us in the simplest forms,
Yes. Break it
simplest
down.
forms, what is the Securus Act?
It's basically an act that will incentivize employers to basically give better retirement options. Basically. So it's incentivizing, employers to give better options for savings, as well as helping now soon to create an emergency fund. And so it's a lot. It's like 1,600 pages, so it's a lot. But
A lot of provisions in
I
there.
that's going to incentivize employers to give better retirement. Yeah.
So what you're saying is the Secures Act 2.0 is the government doing a loop-de-loop
Mm-hmm.
for the people who are interested in a retirement savings plan,
To get more
and
safe.
giving employers uh, an extra tax write-off
Mm-hmm.
for volunteering these people into these retirement savings plans, um, with and without their knowledge.
Yes.
Okay.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah, basically what the someone from the House of I'm taking it back to eighth grade Constitution test. The So you have a member from the House of Representatives, right? You have somebody from the Senate. Both of them kind of come together and go to Congress like, hey, let's pass these bills because we're going to help promote save and incentivize for businesses, really,
Yes.
and offer more flexibility. Now, in this article, it did mention how they were going to have a new provision, I think in 2024, where Raquel, you was mentioning also they're going to be able to contribute to an emergency fund now. Like, explain to us, how is that supposed to work? So we're going to have a retirement fund, and now you're going to also give me or give employees this emergency savings fund because they see how imperative it is to have an emergency savings, and how majority of America does not have $1,000 in a savings account. So what is this new plan that's coming in 2024?
The new plan, Melissa.
What they're okay. Still reading up on this. What they're basically trying to do is they're going to like have your employers basically take a percentage. I think it's like 3% minimum out of your check to go towards a emergency savings, and I think even some options might allow you to use it within the first 4 months. But I think the max is like 1,000 to 2,500 that they'll allow you to save. And if I'm not mistaken, don't quote me on it, they're going to like attach it to something like a Roth. So it's a lot of change. Yes, it's a lot of changes especially with the IRAs. It's a lot of changes that's going to happen to where they're going to allow employers to, or even here's the thing, they're going to allow people with higher contribution who are older, like 50 and above, to give higher contribution limits into, say, their 401k accounts, right? At an older age, they'll be able to put like 7,500 more K into their 401ks, right? But when you think about it at that age and putting more money, more money in the account, a lot could happen there.
Yeah.
I just don't see how someone that age is still working full time and has seven seventy. You said 7,500.
Catch up. But also they're going to, I believe, extend the age that you can start taking out your required minimum distributions for the Roth. I believe to 73 and then to 75, I believe, in 2025.
And
But
that's just a way to tax you.
if people wait until that age, they could get hit with a bigger tax bill.
And that's just the way, right? That's just the way to tax you. You want me to contribute more so you could tax me more? Now
Yes.
there is a strategy for it. It's how the rich stay rich and the poor
Yes.
stay poor. But we're not gonna get into it on this episode or on the growth hour, because if you want to know how that can benefit you and you can take some tax advantages, I encourage you to sit down with the person that invited you to this the growth hour, and you watch the replay, sit down with them and figure out what is the best strategy for you so that we can tailor your finances accordingly. Because that stuff go deep. And you talking about attaching it to Roth IRA, but the Roth IRA already has a limit. Well, how does that benefit me? And then you're saying I can only save what, $1,000 something? Like,
Yes, forever fan. That does sound like a setup. And hold on, y'all. We forgot the disclaimer. So this is the perfect time to give the disclaimer, okay? The information provided in the Growth Hour podcast is for educational and informational purposes only. It is not intended to be formal financial advice and should not be relied upon as such. The content shared in each episode reflects the personal experiences and perspectives of our hosts. While we strive to provide accurate and up-to-date information, financial circumstances can vary greatly from person to person.
Sorry.
Therefore, it is important to note that the strategies, examples, and recommendations discussed may not be suitable for everyone. If you are seeking personalized or tailored financial advice specific to your individual situation, we recommend you scheduling a consultation with the person who invited you to this podcast. They can provide guidance based on a thorough understanding of your financial goals, risk tolerance, and overall financial picture. Excuse me. Just so y'all know, don't
yeah.
take any of this information and run with it. Please set up an appointment with whichever fiduciary invited you to this live so that you can have your tailor-made plan to succeed.
Definitely. Thank you for that, Raquel. We definitely forgot about our disclaimer, because people say, "Well, we was watching the growth hour. We're gonna go do this." No, no, that ain't what I said. Know what I said. I This was a very educated podcast episode. If you did not take notes and come back next week, because we are just getting started on this subject. There are a few articles that we want to dissect and bring awareness to our communities. Before we wrap it up, again, I want you all to like this video. Comment below, even if you comment on the replay. Comment replay. We love, love, love the replays. We're so grateful for you. Make sure that you subscribe. Tune in every Wednesday on the Growth Hour, where we live stream on YouTube and Facebook, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I did it.
Yes.
Yay!
Because we're coming. We are all independent. We're with the same independent brokerage, the Marathon Group. So we're just a few of the ladies coming together, and it doesn't matter where we are. We are committed to helping you reach your financial goals. So again, thank you. Much gratitude. I appreciate you all. Come back next Wednesday. See us again. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to your fiduciary to help you with that. And I see you guys next week.
Have a good night, everyone. Thanks for watching.
Bye.